Hey guys, in today's video, I've got my friend Dan and I are going to be checking out the 2021 Tesla Model Y, so come along with us. Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and on this channel we do all sorts of fun things with tech reviews and more. So we are checking out the 2021 Tesla Model Y, getting our first look at the interior and comparing this to the Model 3 that we drove. And you know, this has got the white interior, the Stormtrooper black and white look to it. Very interesting. I don't know, like, I get it. It's got the slick white look. I guess you can get it in white or black for the interior. I would probably go with black because I would just think that white is gonna get dirty really quick. Definitely I can notice the more spaciousness in here compared to the Model 3. We'll see how the driving experience is. Alright, here we go. Hang on, Dan.
How'd that feel?
That was cool. So performance does the 0 to 60 in 3.1. I do feel right off the bat driving this that it does feel a little bit more stable than the Model 3, and I don't know why that is. Just holding the steering wheel, it doesn't seem as tight. It seems a little bit looser. I wonder if we have it in sport mode. It is in sport.
It is in sport mode.
It doesn't feel as touchy. It doesn't feel as tight as the Model 3. It definitely still has the acceleration, I'll tell you that. But since we're on the freeway, I'm going to try the Autopilot. Let's see if we can engage it into Autopilot. Keep your hands on the wheel. So my foot is off the gas, my hands are right by the wheel. And we're coming up to a turn, so we'll see how it does. And it's keeping us in the center of the lane, keeping us at a steady 65 miles per hour. So I applied a little bit of force, but it still stayed in its autopilot mode. I'm going to take it off, and let's see if we can get off. And as soon as it falls out of autopilot, it's slowing down without me even stepping on the brake. With the status on the screen, it doesn't just show a car, it shows different cars, because it can tell if it's a SUV or if it's a regular car.
Yeah, it's picking up the fact that signal up ahead is red. And it's saying stopping for traffic control in 100 feet.
So I just put it into auto drive. Let's see what it does with this car ahead of us here. We are in autopilot. It is stopping for traffic in 25 feet.
It's picking up the stop line on the road.
It's pulling me right up to that. Now technically I can turn, so I'm going to turn. So if we go this way, we're just on a city street, showing the green light. What's it doing? Stopping for traffic, but it's a green light, so
yeah.
I'm not sure why it's stopping.
I don't know why it did that, no.
But I'm still in the autopilot. Now we're coming up to the red. It senses that it's red. Let's see if it's going to stop here on its own. My foot is not on the gas at all.
Or the brake.
Or the brake. I'm not touching anything. Let's see if it speeds back up. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's freaky to me, that it will stop and go on its own based on the lights that it's sensing.
Yeah.
We're coming up to a red light. There's no car ahead of me. Stopping for traffic light. There's no car ahead of me. It does sense those cars. My foot is not on the brake, not on the gas. Hands are right here. Apply slight turning force. And we are stopped at the light. It feels very comfortable in here. It has way more gizmos and settings on the screen than I think I would probably ever need. What do you think of the screen, having to do everything from the screen?
Yeah, so we took out the we took out the Tesla 3 first.
It looks like a Mazda.
It does look like a Mazda,
Yep.
so that's probably why I said it. But we took out the Tesla 3, and that was one of the first observations that I had when I was driving it, was that there were things that I wanted to do that I couldn't just have a physical control to go do. And I found that it was a little bit, my eyes spent more time off of the road and on the screen than had I just had a physical button to do what I wanted it to do. So I'm a little mixed on that. The presentation is nice, the layout is nice. I think it's fairly intuitive. It seems fairly easy to use. The UI is fine. I like the constant on-screen information that it provides, because it has a lot of different things on there that you can go through and do. But the lack of physical controls, honestly, for me, would take a bit of getting used to. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
And some people would say they like the simplicity of it. I mean, if you're somebody that doesn't like all the physical dials and controls, then this might be something that's right up your alley. And that's one of the downsides to the white, is you can see all the dirt. So let's take a look inside our frunk. Would you say there's more space on this one? It looks a little deeper.
It does look deeper, but maybe not as tall, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And let's take a look at the back. I would say this is open more than the Model 3.
Yeah. It does have that more of like a tailgate rather than just like a deck lid, like a sedan would. Load height is definitely higher. Now, on the Model 3, we had to move the front seats up some in order for them to fully lay flat. Let's see with the driving position that you had, plenty of room here. In fact, you could have been back even a little further. And I did notice that this one appears to be power assisted too. If you try yours, it should almost want to go down on its own.
Yeah.
I heard some sort of motor there.
Yep.
And then...
How much space? Wait, let's leave that down for a second. How much space we got? So quite a bit more room in the back on the Model Y.
Yeah, and this one here, I don't know if you want to take just a quick clip of that.
Yeah.
That's automatic powered tailgate, so that'll come down on its own if you didn't want to do it from the touch screen. There you go. Let's see if we'll do the same thing on the way up. Yep, same thing on the way up. So that's kind of nice. That's a nice feature to have.
Yeah.
I want to see if this powers on the way up too. Seems like it wants to, but nope.
Just not doing it?
Nope. And unless if I'm doing something wrong, having that power assisted down actually felt like it made it more difficult to go back to the upright position, because it's almost like you're fighting that motor.
We got our USB-C charging ports in the back. Well, aside from the fact that the white is going to easily get dirty, it looks really slick.
It does look really nice, especially with the white colored exterior too.
Yeah. Take it for a spin?
Yeah.
It's got heated seats for the passenger and driver, but it doesn't have a heated steering wheel. That's only available on the S and the X. So Dan is at the wheel now.
It's still weird taking your foot off the brake and not even being at an idle.
You're not going anywhere. No. So do you notice any differences right off the bat driving this versus the Model 3?
The steering wheel feels heavier. It's a little bit more resistive. That's just in the steering control though. But in the Y, yeah, it does have a higher ride position. It's got a higher ride height. I'd say the visibility out is about the same. Out the rear is probably a little bit more narrow, if I had to guess, between the two. But overall, it's pretty much the same. The interior, I noticed where on the Model 3 was more of like a wood grain. This is more of like an aluminum-based style trim to it.
Does that, I don't know, does that feel cheaper to you?
I think it goes good with the white seats, but if I had the black seats, which I would get if I were buying it, I would prefer the richer. I think it looks a little bit richer. As far as straight 0 to 60 performance, yeah, I mean, you know, if you're around the 3-second range, that's hauling. You're doing good with that. No complaints about the performance side of things. As far as the acceleration and that goes, the ride, it feels a bit choppy to me. Some of that is because of the 21-inch rims that we have on here. But you know, it is more of an SUV style, so it's I would expect it to ride a little bit different than the Model 3.
So overall, between the Model 3 and the Model Y, do you like driving one better than the other?
You know, it's something like this. I could see how the Model Y, after a while, might be a more popular option because the market is heavily SUV based right now. I myself personally, between the two, I would actually go with the Model 3. I like it's got a different steering input feel to it. It doesn't feel as heavy. And as far as performance wise goes, I think this one on paper is a little bit quicker, but I don't know. I kind of like the Model 3 had a bit more sportiness to it that I liked, and actually I think the ride was a little bit better too. This is a little choppy, and I like the way the Model 3 handled better.
I would tend to agree with you on everything you said. The thing that I like about the Model Y though is it seems like it has a little more room to me inside.
It does.
But aside from that, it seemed like the Model 3 handled better. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I don't know, it just seemed it was more
like
fun to
did.
drive. But I wonder if the more you drove this, whoa! I wonder if the more you drove this, the more desensitized you would get to that. You would continue to trust the car more and more, and I think your senses wouldn't be as heightened after you've learned to trust the autopilot.
Yeah.
But I think if you were buying this vehicle and the autopilot was one of the features that was of interest to you, just knowing the fact that it's not always available and it's not always gonna initiate itself when you need it, such as when we stop at a red light, it sounds like you, from our experience, it seems like you manually have to speed back up.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can try that again. See if this light stays red long enough. I know the one time you don't want the light to change from it being red. So I'm not touching the brakes. I have my hand on the wheel, but I'm not giving it any input. Now I'm green. The car is continuing to slow. I'm going to have to hit the gas pedal. So I'm telling the car that it's okay to go. Now I'm off the gas. Okay. And the car is continuing to accelerate now on its own. So you're more or less just telling the car it's okay to proceed through the intersection.
Is your foot on the gas right now?
My foot is not on the gas. I haven't had any input just for about a second. Just after the intersection, when I gave the vehicle just a little bit of, you can't even call it a gas pedal, I guess, but the accelerator, to tell the vehicle that it was okay to proceed. Then it took over again on its own, and now it's back in autopilot mode.
Very interesting. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Tinker Ford, take a second right now, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and you won't miss any of my future videos. And real quick guys, did you find Tinker? He's our little hidden robot, and he pops up in all the different videos on this channel. He popped up during this video. He's popping up somewhere, and if you happen to spot him, take note of the timestamp or the amount of time into this video that you spotted him popping up. Be the first person to let me know that down in the comments section below to get your name featured on our Tinker Ford Hall of Fame page, as well as a shout out in a future video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed checking out the Tesla Model Y 2021 edition with us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. This is Tinker Ford. As always, my name is Jeff, and I appreciate you guys watching. Big thanks to my friend Dan for helping out with checking out the Model Y and helping me record some of this video. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. As always, be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video.